come on in. I'm going to give you an update for November. It's been a little while since our last update, and we're about to get even busier because it's just that time of year preparing for winter here in Houston. Now, this is a permaculture project. We're building a food forest of sorts, but it also, you can see, has a little bit more garden to it. I think maybe a little bit more flowers, a little bit more design, because that's what I like to do. So come on this way, take a second, enjoy some views. This is a cactus garden that Danny and I are working on today. We're going to build a nice rocky hill in the background to grow a lot of succulents on. And here we have some plants that went in this spring and summer, all doing well under a lot of mulch. This was just an empty lot, so we just threw down a lot of sheet mulch, a lot of just practices in planting, permaculture planting, using sheet mulch to plant to keep moisture in the soil, letting nature kind of evolve the space. There's a lot of herbs in this area. So here's our little apple tree. This I want to stop and show you because this is, we use a lot of different forms of sheet mulching or ways of sheet mulching. There is no one right way, but I had these onions transplants. They were little slips, and as you can see, a lot of grass growing up through everything. So basically just threw down some wet newspaper and threw some bag of whatever I found on the side of the road. There's a lot of leaves starting to come in, but for a while it's been trimmings like this on top, and just that weight is suppressing the growth of the weeds underneath. So that's a really big permaculture principle. It's not about control in this kind of tight control. It's about control in the sense of guiding, directing, gentle. So we're going to kill a little bit of the grass for now, but it's going to come back, and we'll kill it again. And in that process, we're going to build some soil too. So just kind of not trying to get that stranglehold grip on anything. This is a really cool plant here in Houston. I think you should grow it. There's a lot of edible hibiscus out there. You know, okra, same family, but this is called roselle. And you know, these were just seeds I got this last spring, but it's a really great edible. Leaves, buds. It's a lot like sorrel. It's got oxalic acid, so in moderation, but a cool one that you can nibble on all the time. As you can see, we've made some progress with our micro swales. We have no elevation change on this property, so doing earthworks wasn't really, you know, in the same, I don't know, we couldn't really do the kind of stuff that permaculturists usually talk about, you know, swales for catching a lot of runoff, you know, catching and storing the water. But what we can do is we can use micro swales to keep water in a given area for a little bit longer. It's like a bunch of mini ponds. It's a bunch of, you know, networks that take those really huge storms. It's really the only time these are activated is when you get a lot of water, and they hold it, you know, for an extra day or two. The other reason we built these is because we needed soil for planting. So I probably told you that already. Right here I got fava beans. So all over the property, using big seeds that can come up through the sheet mulch. We'll stop again in a little bit. I'll show you other places, but through fava bean seed everywhere. It's a great big nitrogen fixer. And yeah, keep on walking. These are our neighbors, but you know, beans are coming in. We're going to harvest some today. Just transplanting. I do landscaping, so anything that comes out gets stuck in the ground. That's where these irises came from. There's some other plants that just need a new home. A lot of this is just documenting more for me, for time-lapse big picture. But nice getting our fall color from the saturatum. And this flower is a nice one. And here's our little micro swale. This is a new project area where we're starting to reclaim it. And so the process, like anybody can do this with an empty lot. It really is just plant first. So you can see our swale where we're starting to dig it, and as we need soil, will make it bigger. And think of all the great things we can use the soil for, because it's weight. So we've planted a few things. There's some holly fern, there's actually some azaleas. You can't even see them because we haven't bothered mulching out the grass yet. But over time, and probably in this next month, I'm going to come in with a big old load. Maybe we'll have newspaper, maybe we won't. We'll put leaves on top, we'll put some weight on top, we'll get some, some soil, we'll get it all wet, and we'll kill half the grass. What comes through will maybe be like the wild lettuce, and maybe be, a nutsedge or something like that. But we're taking this space and we're going to transition it to the plants of our preference, right? Right now it's holly fern, it's azalea, because that's what I had to take out of a landscape the other day. But there's going to be food in here too. There's actually an Eleagnus that I planted in the back. I got from a nursery. So there's all kind of things kind of moving. But the idea is that we don't have to control it in the short term. That we're moving towards an end goal. That we're just focused on providing care, and plants dictate what kind of care they need. It's not exactly what we would think that they need. So things have been going. There's our pond staying full. A beehive behind me that's kind of struggling. A lot of things moving, all at the same time, all just at their own pace. Let's go ahead and we'll go over here. There's a little bit happening. Start doing the micro swale as before, just for these irises, create a low spot, and we've come in, and so rather than doing a food forest, like a Jeff Lawton sort of chickens till it up and we throw everything in, I just don't have the funds for that, and I don't have the chickens for it. So the way this food forest is going in, it's the urban permaculture way. It's I got a loquat seedling from a friend. I got this pineapple guava from the 70% off at the garden center. I figured $5, I treat myself. So like little by little, the trees are going in, and we want to get those in early, obviously. The big perennials, I want to get them in early, but at the same time, I just don't have the funds for all at once. So little by little, this space is going to change away from grass, and wild grass at that, to some really awesome, food providing perennials. So this is kind of just documenting the process. Here's sweet potato that has gone all summer that we can still harvest. I did harvest some of these, but I threw in a bunch of cowpea seed earlier in the summer, and there they are. Sorry. All right, you can zoom in on this one. But basically, that getting a yield doesn't always mean lots of effort, lots of work. Those are viable seed, and if they come up, great. If they get eaten by a roly-poly, great too. I don't have any need for any more. Harvested plenty. But that it just took sticking a seed in the ground. It wasn't, this is my crop, I have to protect it, I have to care for it. I provided care when I put the seed under the ground instead of on top. That was the care that got provided for that plant. So this is a fun project. You'll see we're collecting mulch for hugelkultur. We're getting branches. We're going to turn all of these beds, we're going to bury a lot of wood, and we're going to turn them into more of our Zone 1 intensive vegetable production. And we'll get a big work day, get a lot of people out to do that. Some random plants starting to go in, some citrus, citron, other things, some flowers. Here's our framework here. There's a plum, persimmon, there's another satsuma over there. So the foundation trees are starting to go in, but unlike this, unlike the large-scale food forest permaculture, this is really more forest garden. So, all right, follow me. So I think we'll plant this today. Might do some documentation on planting, do some sheet mulching. We have a lot of dewberry here, but as you can see coming up through the dewberry are a lot of the fava beans that are going to help us fix nitrogen, make a yield. Some of them even have gotten stepped on by myself. So we'll see. It's all growing. Watch your step this way. Cleared out some goldenrod. That's resourcefulness right there. That's picking up stuff that other people don't want, and we're going to turn it into something good. A lot of that concrete we're about to use with this cactus garden called citrus to help store heat. We'll catch some condensation maybe even. Over here it's the same kind of bed. This was all open field. Yeah, this is a active hive, but not too active now. That's cool. But this was, this was the vacant lot that we all see, and look how it's being reclaimed. In the back you've got sugar cane, you've got roselle, you've got edibles. Right here in the front is a new little plum tree, and we've got wildflowers, we've got grasses, goldenrod still. It's all a mix, right? There's a loquat tree. Those pop up easy from seed. And this bed in particular, you can actually see how thick. This didn't. This was a second bringing in of leaves, but the way it got claimed was just a lot of sheet mulch. So this is sheet mulching for your site. Your first thing to do is cover the ground. This is the end of that wild Texas cherry tomato. It's still got some fruit on it, and a sweet olive here that got rescued from the nursery that closed down. So lots of good plants, and kind of just evolving. This is vacant lot gardening. We don't have water here. Anybody can do this. We've got bananas. Our other little pond is staying nice and full. It's a little messy right now, but why not show the mess? So let's walk this way. This is one of the more established forest parts of the property. These are some of the biggest trees, and so some of them we kind of cleared to make some space, but a lot of them we're going to keep just for the shade, so we can start growing some things in the understory. So we can create a little bit of a different feel, a different environment. A lot of azaleas are going in. These plants came from a nursery that closed down. Oh my gosh, tons of free plants. I was in heaven. Some other ones. I bought that kumquat. That's a little too nice. And then we'll come out here into this little meadow, and you can see the carport's underway. There's a lot of projects going on all at the same time. Danny and I are going to have a lot of fun out here. That's about it. I want to show you where things are at, how things are growing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tour, and I will see you next time.